Hi, my name is Jeremy Hirota, and I graduated in 2009 with my PhD from the Medical Sciences graduate program here at McMaster University. As of 2015, I became an assistant professor of medicine at the University of British Columbia in the Division of Respiratory Medicine. I had a great experience while I was at McMaster, hence my return visit to see some friends and some colleagues that are still at McMaster doing excellent work. It was a great 5 years for my graduate studies. I had the experience to meet a bunch of wonderful professors, but as well colleagues that I still remain friends with today that completed their graduate studies with me. Some of them are out in Vancouver with me as well. Exposure to a bunch of areas of interest to me. Personally, I was in a physiology and pharmacology division of the medical science program. But there's also some cancer biology people, there's some immunology people, and some virology people. And in fact, it was the interactions with the immunology people in the program that really piqued my interest through my physiology and pharmacology training. And then for my postdoctoral work, I went into immunology, and now as a professor, I'm exploring the immunology of airways disease. So really, I think the MedSci program gave me a foundation in the physiology and the pharmacology, the exposure to this immunology and virology, and that allowed me to leverage it to create a new program for my assistant professorship. So there were, it wasn't all just work while I was here. I was based out, for my graduate studies, I was based at St. Joseph's Hospital in downtown Hamilton. And St. Joseph's Hospital is a sponsor of the Around the Bay 30-kilometer run. And I was a 5K runner, but there were some other graduate students and some other faculty members that took on the whole 30K, and they convinced me to run the full 30K. And that was the first 30K I ever ran, and it was the starting of me becoming a long-distance runner. I mean, and that was just an example where the graduate students that were running, we would, there was work, but after work we would go train and run together. We'd have an occasional beer afterwards and celebrate after the runs that we did. And that's just one example of sort of some of the extracurricular things outside of the program that I think were available to me. So when I think about the MedSci program here at McMaster University and some of the unique reasons why I came to McMaster to do my graduate studies, there are some huge strengths that McMaster has, and they're internationally known, and those strengths trickle down into the MedSci program. Specifically, for me, of interest was the strength in respiratory research, both clinical and basic research, and the understanding of how disease mechanisms at the molecular level, at the protein level, at the cellular level, all the way to the whole body level. All of these were being explored here at McMaster, and my graduate supervisor, Dr. Mark Inman, was a member of the MedSci program, and so I came in underneath him, and by coming in underneath him, I was exposed to all this excellent clinical and basic respiratory health research. So that was unique across Canada, and it was one of the major reasons why I decided to come here for my graduate studies. So I did become a professor. And this was one of the goals that I set out for myself when I started my graduate studies. I really wanted to have my own lab, I wanted to ask my own questions, and I wanted to teach and be part of a university. But the MedSci program also prepared me for other options. You didn't need to just go down this path. Indeed, along my training, I was also interested in industry, and the training in the MedSci program allowed me to get some exposure to working with drug companies and put the potential to transition to positions in industry. On top of that, whether this was natural or whether it was the environment that nurtured it, there was a bit of an entrepreneurial spirit that was sort of fostered while I was here. And because of that, I've been kind of interested myself in pursuing consultant opportunities, and maybe even getting into some management consulting opportunities as I develop as a professor. But all of these skills were developed originally in the Med-Sci program here, and I think that individuals that are looking for something beyond just traditional academia may be able to find options in the Med-Sci program here at McMaster as well.